Hello guys, so in today's video I will tell you guys how to use triggers in Chonky Dash. You might have seen many people using triggers, but in this video I'm not using all the triggers. I'm only telling you guys the basics. Okay, first let's use the sound. Okay, so I don't get copyrighted. Now we go to the triggers tab. Here are all the triggers. Now let's build a level to show what we actually want our level to be like. Let's add a few structures, add a few stuff. Nothing too hard. Like some slopes, so not. And we are going to finish it up. Now let's put it. So first we will build the level which we already have done. Now see, if you look at this level, it looks pretty normal level. Except that when you are creating a jump dash level, you don't feel really frustrated to always play test the level from the start. So to make this feature more efficient, what we going to do is that we can place a start post anywhere. For example, if we place a start post here, see, it will make you start from there. Let's use it in the actual levels pathway. How about here? Wait, see. Now let's not do that. Now let's move on to other triggers. Next we have is the color trigger. When you go to edit this object, all this will do is that it will set some color of any object which you can do. You can select a color, whichever color you want. Your choice, whichever color you want. And this color will be used to make levels this color. For example, I can't get past that. So first let's choose a color. Edit object. How do we use this color? Red. Now when we try doing this level, see, look, this level turns red if we just saving and play. No, right now there's too much to it. But normally this isn't mainly only for the background. You can if you select and edit the object, you can actually put this on some stuff. If you touch the trigger, this is gonna happen, and this only works for mainly you have to add an object to it. So that is basically the main representation of the color trigger, and it wasn't the neat representation, but whatever. Oh, so next thing we will have is the move trigger. For the move trigger, we are going to delete the spikes and slow. Wait. Okay, let's just delete them only. Let's also delete this. And now we are only going to use this block. Now, what we will do with this block, we'll first select the block, put it somewhere in the air, And look, now we want to like move this somewhere, right? So first we'll select the, make sure you are selecting it, and see, now you can go to edit the group. And now every single object can have a group. Either you can press this and add the group like this way, right? And you can press the over there to delete it, or you can just press next free to represent the one that's the next one and it's free, and you are free to use it. So we can add, and here's it is. Now we need to move it. We obviously need a move trigger, so let's use the move trigger. And let's also go to edit group. We wanted to target a actual group. To do that, our group id 1 is the group id we are using, thing, but we need to add it first. And now we need to set it to our target. So now let's go to edit object and see, now we can like set a target group. And look, now it says move one, and now it's perfect. Now we need to like, now see, there are many other things you can try. This is only the basic setup. You can move it to the x. Let's say let's move it to x here and y here. Alright, see, it moved, see. And you can do this based on whatever you're liking by changing the x's and y's. Okay, another thing you need to know, you see these things, this player thingy, if you put player on both sides, you will get this. It will follow you, but it will eventually stop. Why does this happen? Because you need to like set a duration time. By default it will be set at 0.50. However, we can just change the time to whatever we want. Let's say how about 6.7 if you want. I know 6.7 or whatever. Now it stays with you for 6.7 seconds, probably, and now it leaves you. Now going back to the original level, we are going to edit the object. And now we are, what if we wanted to always follow us? For this we can do -1. And now -1, it will just make it infinite. I know it's not supposed to be infinite, but it shows you infinite. Now another thing, now we can also do this with a camera as well. If we do this with a camera, it's kind of the same thing, but it's like only efficient. And like if it like if you put it before the block, which will most likely won't use, but most likely you will. Now let's put this over here, and use this over here. And now let's see. Look, now this is perfect, because if you like, let's say delete this block, add a monster looking scary one. Now we're gonna go to edit like a group, add, and now look at this. This is perfect for creating things like a deadlocked boss, like recreating the deadlocked boss fight. Now let's delete this monster and get back to our block. So get out, and you can come back. Block. And now we are going to edit the object. Actually, forgot. So we need to edit the move trigger. And now if we edit the object, Now we need to edit this. I know I'm going to just add back. Next thing is let's get the move trigger out of here, and now let's get the toggle trigger. What a toggle trigger basically does, first we need to set its group, add, and now we are going to basically get the blocks, and we're going to make a line of this. Now let's go to the toggle trigger, and now wait, let me select toggle trigger. What? Okay, so wait, delete this, and now we'll select this toggle trigger, edit the group, and now we edit object, and we want it to group id 1. Okay, now look, now we want it can make this thing like basically disappear. So let's select all of it. Now we go back to edit group, add to all of this. Now look, that but it just disappeared. Like how it just disappeared. But we also want it to reappear. So how do we do that? We'll place another toggle trigger, and now this time in the edit object we'll also like set our group id and also activate the group. See how it appears and disappears the moment you cross them. And in every single trigger there's an option that allows you, that says if you edit object, touch trigger. This says that if you like touch the trigger, then only it will work. So if we like try bringing this down, edit object, wait, let me even out. Now I think we should try edit object, and now we go touch trigger. See, now it is working. But if we like try not to touch it, which is impossible right now, but if like do not wait, okay, now you touch it, this happens, and yes, this is still working. You can also do that with this thing also, and you can just go down, and now it won't. So this is the way it will work. Next trigger we are gonna use, wait, whoa. Okay, so next trigger we are going to use is this trigger. It's called a rotate trigger. Rotate, edit group, add, and now we go to edit object, set our target group just like always, and over here we are going to like set how many times we can rotate it. I'm just gonna select 4. So now we are just going to like select the group like we did over here. Now the group, like in the group, we are gonna set the number of times we are gonna rotate it, and this is the number of degrees which will help us like set the speed. I want the speed to be whatever. Let's try it. Okay, 90 degrees. And now if we try it, see, it will spin. This is kind of cursed, but we have some other better options, but we will get into those later. So that's much about it. Next we have the scale trigger, which also works the same way, except it scales it instead of like trying to we have the touch trigger over here again. Like the touch trigger will always be there, and over here we'll try to like increase and decrease the size. Let's scale it x by 2 and y by 2. Let's try it out. Look, It just starts to wait. It's kind of a late. More. This. Look at it. This. And if you wanted to like edit object, if you want to change it somewhat, and wait. Okay. We just died because it's just over. Like it was way too much than needed. So now let's delete the scale trigger and add something else. The shake trigger. Oh, here when you add an object, it will have three things you can edit. The first one is the strength, which tells you how like strong gonna shake. It will basically make the level shake. Let's try 3, and whenever you like try like going into the level, you can when you see a disable shake thing, it is to disable the shake. I'm not sure you have to set up this. Interval is like how many times we repeat. We have to repeat. I'm just gonna put this as 0.05. And duration is for how long? I'll just put it at 1 second. Wait, 1 second. Yes. Now let's wait. We're gonna make this a little bit earlier. So this what happens if we like try doing it. Okay, so the shake trigger will like do this, like it will try shaking our screen, but for me it is not working because I have disabled the shake in my settings. I can change it, but since I'm on like a 6-year-old phone, I'm not. So no more shake triggers. Just leave the shake trigger. Okay, our next trigger is gonna be these are more advanced. They're only going for the normal ones. This one is kind of different. This trigger is like meant to build a pathway mainly for dash up, but it requires like really hard triggers, stuff like that. So we're not gonna get much into that. Also some other like advanced ones, like this one is not an advanced one, but this BG trigger, what this basically does is that it changes the background. You can select whatever background you want. I'm gonna choose this one. Look, it just changes the background. Now let's delete that too. Wait, let me unselect, delete. Okay, now let's just delete. Okay, we do have that 3 blocks over there. You can bring them down. And it's actually possible to go through a 3 block jump, except it's like a frame perfect. And also we are not gonna be doing this shit right now, okay? This is something different, and that will be like a different video about a 3 block jump, but I don't even know if I'm making a video, but that's something different. We are not talking about that. Now next is this G trigger. This is basically the same thing as a BG trigger, except it changes the ground. Let's say this ground. See, change the ground. And we have another one, MG trigger, which changes the middle ground. Now we'll go edit object, and there are much options for the middle ground. Let's try this. Look, the middle ground changed. See, that's the middle ground. This cloud thingy, that's the middle ground. Look at appearance here. So let's now delete the middle ground as well. Now you can move on. Other stuff we have is like the time trigger, edit object. This is the start time. I'm just gonna put it like 20 seconds. Let's put it random and stop time is gonna be shorter. It's just your choice. And this is a time warp you want. You're gonna make it slower. You know time warp basically ignores it, so it just doesn't happen. That's because it's gonna make it so when you touch that's when it's gonna happen. Let's do this for this one sets the speed. Let's do it to so time. Wait, this is the wrong trigger. Sorry guys, I wasted your time. That's the wrong trigger. Because for that we use a different trigger known as the time warp trigger. Which I'm not getting much detail into. But this song trigger over here like changes the can change the song. It can like stop songs, continue songs, but that is more like not non-jumpy dashy. Zoom. Right, so next we have the zoom trigger. This one basically zooms. We can zoom in by setting in this. Let's try this. Right, we just zoomed. Wow. Zoom, we just zoomed. And now another thing we have is the rotate one, which is basically the same thing except it rotates your camera. Now let's put it random. Okay, we might need to delete this and look at this. Look at what's gonna happen. This is like really evil in like 2.2 levels. Now rotate. Now next one is the reverse trigger. Now normally if you like gonna like wait, let's put it around. Now if you like try like dodging the reverse trigger, which is not gonna happen. Reverse trigger basically like reverses you. So it's basically a mirror portal, except you go backwards instead of like reverse. Instead of like mirroring you. Which is basically better for bounce levels. On the other hand, this reverse trigger should most likely is highly recommended to use it only with touch trigger. Because you can only when you touch it and see now it's basically your choice. Oh yeah, delete the reverse trigger to get some update. The enable trail enables the trail. Wait, I put it for spawn. I put it for spawn down. So like you're over here and your train and your trail will get enabled. Normally we are in like wait, see guys, in classic mode it won't in like when you go to the level editor it won't really show you that, but when you will try to like play it, it will actually show you. It disables and you can enable it and also disable it by following this block. See and play. Trigger on, trigger off. So this is what it is to it. Now let's delete this. Now let's delete all of these triggers. Next trigger is going to be the show and hide. Hide will make your cube hide and show will just show it. Hide show. Basically normal stuff your I know I'm not showing you much detailed stuff I'm supposed to show you, but whatever. Some of these triggers are like not included. We skipped some of these triggers because this is only for a beginner friendly. So for like higher levels we'll use something else. Next we have let's try getting a level once again. So we have built this level over here. You see this. Now in like next level, you like we can like either you can start from the start, and if we place an end trigger, let's say over here, like this, like that. We don't touch that. We don't touch that. We don't touch that. Don't touch that. We don't touch that. Now I think it should be fine. Okay. Now see, normally it is not ending right now. Basically, what the end trigger does, it makes the level like end. So now let's try saving and play. Normally nothing's gonna happen, but like see it just ended over there. It doesn't even matter where you are. Normally end trigger should only be used with like a touch, checked box off like this. Save and play. Now you can either finish the level this way, or you can finish the level this way. Because you touch the end trigger. Now let's go back. There also used to be a crash trigger back in the game, but it got deleted. I don't know why. Because it was crashing games too much. Now, next up we have is the gravity trigger. Let's like first of all let's delete stuff. And now we are going to place the gravity trigger somewhere. Say here. Basically the gravity trigger is going to like make your gravity different. Like if you edit the object, this is what happens if you make the gravity lower. We are gonna jump really high. And if you make it like and if you let's try making it higher like this, and now your gravity is really high. This also works for other game modes, except they feel a little heavier, except for the Q&A mode. Next up, we have teleport. Right? So, this will be our last trigger. What we are going to basically what this trigger is going to do is that when you like this trigger is supposed to like teleport you somewhere. If you go to edit object, and now we want it to like teleport you somewhere. We are going to target a group ID, okay? So also like add a group ID so it actually works. So look, it's gonna make you teleport somewhere. But where? Like where are you going to teleport? For this you need another like a block, let's say, and it will have the edit group, add, and see now that bam, this is what's gonna happen. Wait, that let's use a little friendlier block. Let's use a little friendlier block that's not going to kill you, like a decoration item. Okay, so we want the decoration item to be the place where you're gonna teleport. So we're gonna edit group, add, and now we're gonna try. Bam. So that's all for today's video. Bye guys, I hope you use this tutorial. So lastly, bye.